Magandang araw mga ka-aerial defense, may ibabahagi na naman ako sa inyo. Dahil ngayong araw na ito ay may pag-uusapan tayo tungkol sa depensa, China may itinayo sa Baho de Masinloc. Ang floating structure na naunang kinumpirma ng mga autoridad ay makikita sa loob ng lagoon ng Baho de Masinloc o Scarborough Shoal sa West Philippine Sea. Makikita sa larawan na kuha noong kamakailang paglipad ng eroplano ng Pilipinas para sa Maritime Domain Awareness Flight ng Philippine Coast Guard. Sinabi ng tagapagsalita ng PCG para sa West Philippine Sea Rear Admiral J. Tariela, na ang unang indikasyon ng istruktura ay naitala noong ika-25 ng Mayo sa pamamagitan ng satellite imagery. Noong ika-26 ng Mayo, isang MDA flight na isinagawa ng Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources ang nag-verify ng presensya ng istruktura malapit sa timog silangan na pasukan ng Baho de Masinloc. Sa ganito nagsimula ang pagtatayo ng military base ng China sa West Philippine Sea. Sinabing silungan ng mga mangingisda noon, ngayon sinasabi naman nilang antena lamang yun.
Good morning everyone. I'm here to discuss and present to you the details and the photos and videos of the movable floating platform that we are now monitoring in Baho de Masinloc. But before that, I would like to highlight the fact that Baho de Masinloc, as a backgrounder, only has a distance of 119.65 nautical miles away from the coast of Zambales, specifically Palawig, Zambales. And it has an approximate distance of 500 nautical miles away from Hainan, which is the southernmost territory of the People's Republic of China. At least this is our baseline on our position in Baho de Masinloc. And secondly, Baho de Masinloc falls within our own exclusive economic zone. It only has a distance of 119 nautical miles. This is the photo of the movable floating platform that we are currently monitoring in Baho de Masinloc. It has a deck area of approximately 30 square meters. Roughly, the dimensions are 5 meter to 6 to 7 meter in length. If you can notice, it is surrounded by fenders, meaning it protects the platform from bumping towards the vessel that will tow or run alongside the platform each time that it will be moved from one point to another. When we first saw this, it is anchored and it is floating during that time, no? And there are 4 metal poles that you can see on each corner, and we believe that these are metal stilts that are being used every time that this platform is going to be placed stationary in one particular location. Now, how did we monitor this movable floating platform? In May 20, this is our baseline, because in May 20, according to a commercial satellite imagery, there was no presence of man-made structure at the opening or entrance of Baho de Masinloc. Based on available satellite imagery, you cannot see anything during that time. In May 21, we were able to document the presence of 2 Chinese research vessels, the Yusha UG 20028 and Yuzhan UK6, that are there at the entrance of the shoal. We are suspecting that these 2 Chinese research vessels are those responsible in bringing the platform in the entrance of southeast of Baho de Masinloc. Because by May 25, based on the satellite imagery, commercial satellite imagery, we were able to document a square object near the southeast entrance. This was the first indication that there was a structure at the opening of Baho de Masinloc, or a platform. By May 26, the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources conducted an MDA routine flight in Baho de Masinloc. And this was the first photo that was given to us and gathered by the national government. By May 28, the Philippine Coast Guard did another MDA flight, and we did low altitude flight to make sure that we can be able to capture and document this movable platform. And while we were doing an MDA flight, a PLA Navy helicopter also intercepted or tried to harass the Philippine Coast Guard aircraft in May 28. And the MDA flight became a daily routine for the Philippine Coast Guard. The intention of Admiral Loni Hilgavan is to document the development that are being conducted by the People's Republic of China since we documented the presence of this movable platform. By May 29, we did another MDA flight, and we once again documented the presence of these two Chinese research vessels that we first saw in last May 25 through the satellite imagery. And we saw another buoy at the northern part of the shoal. By May 30, we did another MDA flight, and we documented the presence of six personnel, six Chinese national, standing on the deck of the movable platform. And at the same time, we also documented a Chinese rubber boat installing an antenna in one of the rocks near the entrance of Bajo de Masinloc. In this particular MDA flight, we were not just harassed by a PLA Navy helicopter. The Chinese government decided to send a fighter jet to harass and bully the Philippine Coast Guard aircraft while we are conducting this routine MDA flight. By May 31, through the assets of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, and the Philippine Coast Guard, we were able to come up this MDA path covering the entire shoal of Bajo de Masinloc. We would like to confirm whether there are other antenna or buoys that were installed and whether the movable platform is already moving to other locations. And on May 31, we were able to observe 4 significant changes. The first one is that we saw an unidentified floating object, like a container drum, this one. And then the second one, we also documented a possible antenna structure on the southern part of the opening. And then we also noticed that the movable platform left from the opening of Bajo de Masinloc, from the entrance, moving inside the shoal. And it is supported by 2 service boats of the People's Republic of China. And it is we think that they are like 12 to 15 Chinese personnel who are on board these service boats and the platform while they were doing the intention to move the platform from the entrance inside the shoal. At the same time, we also saw an additional floating buoy on the northern part of Bajo de Masinloc. So, not just from the Philippine Coast Guard, but even the Armed Forces of the Philippines and BFAR confirmed that all of this 4 were also documented on that particular day. And on May 30, a day after that, these are the 2 things that we monitored. The floating buoy also up north, and the antenna that they installed on the rock at the south entrance. And of course, you can remember that these 2 buoys, with the media who joined our MDA flights before, these buoys were installed as early as October 2025. Now, once again, I would like to reiterate that Bajo de Masinloc only has a distance of 119 nautical miles from Palawig, Zambales, while it has an approximate distance of 500 nautical miles away from Hainan, the People's Republic of China. Thank you.